There is no drug quite like attention. In a world where you can be anything and everything, never has there been a greater desire to be noticed. How is a society like that going to deal with a global pandemic, a year of nothing, a dearth of social activity, a claustrophobic period of fear and uncertainty? For Bo Burnham, a missing comic renowned for his ability to incorporate comedy and social commentary, this would birth a masterpiece of reflection, self-confliction, anxiety and agoraphobia.
Fresh out the belly of the island into the heart of the city. T and them just hit the road. I had Sage and knocking them with me. I thought the fauna was pretty, so I approached the...
Bo's new Netflix special, Inside, at face value is an incredible show of creative flair under unexpected constraints. If anything, it's a thoroughly inspiring demonstration of what can be achieved if you get past the mental barrier that external factors are holding you back. But it doesn't take long to feel just how introspective this film is, an emotional rollercoaster of relatability and vulnerability, a juxtaposition of farcical spectacle and psychologically evocative themes.
Yeah, not doing great.
There's a lot you can unpick from this, but what I found most thought-provoking was how he navigated the concept of digital stimulation and perception, both of the self and others. We live in a world where you can be anything and everything, because anything and everything is at your fingertips. During the pandemic, reality has been confined to the digital space, where in reality, the reality is no longer reality. Facades. Everything is an act. Bo dances around that idea with a satirical monologue that suggests that the internet is in fact the truth, and real life is just a performance.
That the outside world, the non-digital world, is merely a theatrical space in which one stages and records content for the much more real, much more vital digital space.
But that's what we are, performers, attention whores. That is what the internet is for, a platform that allows the everyday person to become a celebrity in 6 seconds. The harsh reality of insecurity is that it stems from a deep-rooted fear of how others perceive you. And the irony is, people that claim that they don't give a fuck about what other people think of them are usually overcompensating for a negative self-perception. Bo doesn't hold back with presenting how he battles with his own ego and self-esteem. It's easy to see white woman's Instagram as a mockery of Caitlyn's desperation for clout, but the underlying message there is that the internet creates such an anxiety of how others view you that you have to tailor an image, an aesthetic for yourself that can associate you with some sort of community of like-minded individuals. There's a chaotic divide between social media's lust for individuality to stand out from the rest, but also the power of finding others with similar interests and beliefs, a sense of belonging. Bo does dip a little into the idea of cancel culture, which for mainstream satirical comedy really isn't groundbreaking, but the perspective he takes, the self-critical outlook brought on by the mounting pressure of digital subservience, is an angle rarely taken by comedians, most likely due to it being far more personal. Self-perception being influenced so heavily by outsiders' perceptions is a dangerous issue, and one that seeps into our lives through the palm of our hands. This entire film is shot in one room by one man during a year of a distinct lack of stimulation. How does one compensate for that? Overstimulation. Anything and everything, all the time, anywhere and everywhere. Welcome to the Internet is a perfect craft of showmanship that serves as a visual metaphor for that exact idea. The disco lighting, the steadily increasing pace and rapid formulaic flow amount to a chaotic realization of the intensity of the Internet. The abundance of knowledge, the abundance of bullshit which is taken as knowledge, and everything in between.
Here's why women never fuck you, here's how you can build a bomb. Which Power Ranger are you? take this quirky quiz. Obama sent the immigrants to vaccinate your kids.
The digital world has such a prevalence in a time like the pandemic as those in confinement seek escape. Yet Bo alludes to the internet being a greater form of confinement, a claustrophobic and entrapping platform with too many opinions.
Can anyone shut the fuck up?
Too much negativity, and above all, too much stimulation. The whole special is a culmination of breathtaking theatrics that starkly contrast the joyless bouts of empty days that Bo peppers the film in, reminding the viewer that his pandemic life is not all song and dance, but very similar to ours. We all face our own demons, our own struggles, and the pandemic has brought some of those struggles to light. But we have our own coping mechanisms, and for Bo, performing is one of them. As the film progresses, we see the toll of Bo's creative effort. He includes the mistakes he makes. He gives us a direct view at his own weakness. That is why Inside is a flawed masterpiece. It draws from its flaws because it understands that there is no perfect art. There is no perfect time to do something, no perfect place. Inside is a fundamentally imperfect stand-up. It's in a room at home with no audience. How does a comic, long hidden from the stage, quench the thirst for performing again when the opportunity isn't available? Can you even make jokes in a time like this?
Is comedy over? Should I leave you alone? Cause really, who's gonna go for it? Joking at a time like this. Should I be joking at a time like this?
Reaching the ending of its 1.5 hour runtime, we see Bo at his most vulnerable, and yet at his most expressive. Inside is a love letter to the power of creativity, as a coping mechanism, as an inspiration, as a break from societal pressure, stimulation and judgment. It's a feat for perseverance and dedication, of absolute raw and unfiltered expression during an era of censorship and isolation.
So long, goodbye. I'll see you when I see you. You can pick the street, I'll meet you on the other side.